Billy Slater's post-match tone after Queensland's Origin 2 win was fittingly quizzical. It had that distinct, who put a question mark on the teleprompter, energy. The Maroons may have secured victory, but the performance was anything but a classic. Both teams delivered a contest that could generously be described as scrappy. New South Wales played their part in their own downfall with a series of avoidable penalties. Dropped balls were frequent and momentum was rarely sustained. Queensland took full advantage in the first half. The Maroons stormed through the mistakes and built a healthy lead. But even then, it never felt like New South Wales was panicked. The Blues came out after halftime with a point to prove. They attacked wide with confidence, slicing through Queensland's edges almost at will. 5 tries to 4 tells part of the story of the second half resurgence. What truly cost the Blues was their ongoing nightmare with goal kicking. Another wayward night from the tee left them agonisingly short on the scoreboard. For New South Wales, duplicating that disastrous first half in the decider seems unlikely. Likewise, expecting another horror night with the boot would require bravery. The attacking spark they showed in the second half should carry over into Origin 3. Especially at home, in front of a roaring Sydney crowd, across the full 80 minutes. For Billy Slater, this series was always a defining chapter in his coaching career. After back-to-back stunning series wins in 2022 and 2023, expectations were sky-high. But some of the gloss has definitely faded for the Queensland coach. His media appearances shifted from inspirational to borderline evasive. What once felt like stoic Queensland pride started sounding like calculated deflection. His "we're still Queenslanders" line didn't quite land the way he intended. Worse still was his ill-advised reference to Paul Green's tragic death while defending his playing reputation. That comment overshadowed Game 2 preparations and forced a public apology. It reeked of a coach feeling the weight of expectation. Slater's selection decisions haven't helped ease the pressure. His choice to include Miyake Fotuaika and Trent Loiero in Game 1 raised eyebrows. Both players delivered in different performances. Yet, surprisingly, Slater stuck with them for Game 2. Meanwhile, Corey Horsburgh, known for his aggressive middle play, remained on the sidelines. Watching from the stands as Queensland's forwards were bullied by NSW's giant pack. The decision to name Ezra Mam as 18th man also confused many. Mam had just returned from a controversial suspension. His limited NRL game time post-ban made his inclusion all the more questionable. Slater's backline changes didn't inspire confidence either. Moving Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow from centre to wing for the Perth clash seemed risky. Valentine Holmes, struggling with defensive consistency, was pushed into the centres to mark Stephen Crichton. A matchup that heavily favoured the Blues' strike centre. On-field leadership also came under scrutiny. Captain Daly Cherry Evans was left out for portions of the second half when Queensland needed calm direction. Slater's rotation choices became a talking point. Beau Fermor's Origin debut lasted just 17 minutes before being replaced. Fermor was then dumped for Game 3, with Kurt Capewell recalled. Capewell's main credential being 5 extra years of experience over Fermor. Queensland's tactical approach lacked the clinical execution fans had come to expect. The game management that defined their earlier series wins was missing. Even small details felt off. Changes to backline structure disrupted defensive cohesion. Switching Hamiso and Holmes looked like a gamble that didn't pay off. If all these gambles had come good, Slater's critics would be silent. There would have been a statewide banquet of humble pie served to doubters. Instead, it was a mixed bag of decisions that barely scraped through. The Maroons held on, but only just. NSW's fightback exposed vulnerabilities Queensland can't ignore. As the decider looms, Slater's leadership will be under the microscope again. There's no room for guesswork when the series hangs in the balance. The Maroons need clarity, composure, and execution. Because one more error-strewn performance may tip the balance NSW's way.